Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me. The little clip on my microphone broke, so I have it sort of hanging on my shirt. So let me know if you're having trouble hearing me. I'll speak up. All right, good morning. I think things are looking up today. The market was doing really well last night and today. So we actually have a couple of things already popping up. ASBP, let's take a look at that. I still have about another 20 seconds before I can trade anything, but ASBP has some news. The price is over $1. The float is 4.73 million. The relative volume is over 5 times the 50-day average, and it's gapped up more than 10%. Okay, let's take a look here. And it's below VWAP. Looks like it popped up early. Good morning, James. Not yet. Not yet. I just hopped on, so I'm looking at ASBP. Let's see. I'm looking at a bunch. Let's see. CIIT also popped up. Let's see what that's about. CIIT. There are a couple of things on the scanner, but let's look at CIIT, although that looks like older news. And that is hovering sort of around VWAP. Okay, so CIIT looks like it has, what's the news here? It says they signed an initial MOU with Graypole Mineral Resources. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's a good morning. Good morning. I'm looking at the news for CIIT. It says that late Tuesday, they entered a memorandum of understanding with a mining company to advance gold and chromium exploration and extraction in Zimbabwe. I mean, I'm not a huge fan. I mean, I don't think that's super strong news in an MOU, a memorandum of understanding. It can be, but it's not as strong as if something actually happened, right? So let's see what else is going on. GBR just popped up. GBR. So you're done for the day. Wow. So you traded like early. Wow. Small red day. That's better than a big red day. I'm happy for you. Nothing catastrophic happened. We're all going to have red days, so a small red day is great. Did you all hear about the PDT rule? That is huge news. The Securities and Exchange Commission approved FINRA's request. So this is huge. That means that the pattern day trader rule is going to be reduced to $2,000. I guess FINRA has to issue some kind of letter or announcement, and then there's a 45-day waiting period, and then brokers can implement the new pattern day trader rule. So I'm assuming that they're going to be highly motivated to do that because they'll get more volume on their platforms, right? So yeah, I think that's a really awesome. I think that could really boost the volume in the market. Maybe the earliest it would be implemented would be June. Let's see, if FINRA issued a letter today, tomorrow, I don't know how motivated they are to get a letter out, but then after 45 days, that would be the beginning of June. So by June, we could have a reduced pattern day trader rule. And that is, I think that's good for everybody because there will be a lot more people participating in the market. So CIIT, it had news, but now the MACD is red. So GBR is popping up. Let's see. It had news in the middle of the night. Let's see what the news is. Why am I not be able to pop up the window? Huh. Let me see. For some reason, my news window. Oh, here it is. Okay. It says that they surged after hours Tuesday after a SEC filing disclosed plans to issue 2 million shares at a minimum of $1 per share to related party investor, Reality Advisors. Okay, so I'm going to be honest, I don't 100% understand that news. However, it sounds like that could provide resistance at $1. And look, their simple moving average is at 89 cents. Again, I generally don't trade stocks under $1, but now it's popped up over $1. It looks like maybe a small bull flag is breaking out, but I don't see the volume here. This could be one to watch. That sounds like real news. That sounds like real news. The deal requires majority stockholder approval and New York Stock Exchange clearance before completion. Well, I don't know. I don't know how strong that news is, to be honest. But, and I was thinking this might be a bull flag pullback breakout, but it was a false breakout here. So, looks like there's a lot of action on it. CIIT, ASBP had, I thought, pretty good news. Aspire Biopharma enters into non-binding LOI to acquire 100% of Driver Control Systems business unit of Firefish. Well, if they're acquiring somebody else, right, aren't they spending money? I have to try to remember the difference between fundamental analysis and news catalysts that drive technical analysis. That sounds like something that would be good if you were looking into buying ASBB maybe as a swing trader, but now it's below VWAP, so I wouldn't be interested in this. All right, let's see what else is popping up on my scanners. Not yet so far. SNAP. Let's see, SNAP. Okay, SNAP to lay off 16% of staff. Well, that sounds like bad news, but I guess that means more cash for the company, right? If they lay off staff, then they will have more liquid cash. So I guess from a business perspective, that can be good for the balance sheet. Which you see here, Snap to cut 16% of workforce as it seeks profitability. So this is a possibility. Let's look at, the stock is between $1 and $10. The float is the float is, wow, the float is 1 billion shares. Okay, that is over my 20 million float cutoff. So I guess Snap, you are out of the running, but that's an example of how having some understanding of fundamental analysis helps you evaluate the news catalyst, because most of momentum day trading is just technical analysis and you don't need fundamental analysis. But I can't help but think about that side of it because of my previous professional experience. So when I see this, when I say it seeks profitability, I'm thinking they're lowering their employee expenses, which is increasing their available cash, right? I mean, I guess that only works if they can operate as efficiently with less staff, right? If they can't operate as well with less staff and that reduces their revenue, then I guess it's a wash. But this is where I can't help getting sometimes I get too deep into the the weeds on the news catalyst. But I do think this is potentially a good news catalyst. And you can see that it's driving the price up. Let's look at the level 2. I guess I would be looking, let's look at resistance on the daily chart. Okay, the simple moving average, the 200 simple moving average is at $7. So that is definitely potential resistance. However, we're only at 626. I see a window back to 543. I see a window back to 784. So I think this could drive the price up. Looks like volume's pulling back a little. It looks like it tried to break out here. Glad I didn't get in here because it's pulling back here. Look at this. I mean, I guess it did sort of break out, but very low. Let's see, $6.20 to $6.25. And I would be looking for the high of day as the first target with a breakthrough high of day, but okay, so it's pulling back, it's touching the 9 EMA. This is a possibility. This would have been a nice run up to get, of course, but that was before, well, right at 7 a.m. Right at 7 a.m. it started popping up. So here, this could be a double top, right? This might be like a flat top breakout or a high of day breakout. The high of day is right at the 625 mark, kind of. So, good morning. Good morning, HG. All right, I don't like the big red candle. I don't like that. Let's see what happens. But on the 5-minute, you can see that it is, looks like a pullback on the 5-minute. So let's see. Trying to get my 10-second chart up here. So this is, yeah, so I'm looking at the 5-minute. It's a little choppy on the 1-minute, but I'm looking at the 5-minute, and it's definitely pulling back on the 5-minute. So this one is SNAP. I'm not going to trade this because the float is way too high for me. I'm not going to go outside of my rules, but I'm just looking, I'm watching it, I'm curious. And let's see, let me get my 1-minute. I mean, my 10-second. Is that it? Yep. All right, so let's get the 10-second on here. All right. So I'm just watching this out of curiosity, to be honest, because I've already looked at the other options that popped up on my scanners. Let's see if there's anything else. All right. So HQ is popping up, but it's at $11.49. So that's a little high for me because I don't want to run out of settled funds before the end of the trading session unless I have to, but let's just take a look just to see what it is. It has news. Oh, that is very low volume. Nothing is going to happen on that. Okay, so we can just take that one off the list. Let's see, CIIT. I don't see anything happening. GBR. Wow, look at that, huh? This sharp drop off right here at 4 a.m. Okay, so ASBP, nothing's happening. So far, we have very little on the scanners, which I'm kind of surprised. I actually did hop on yesterday when the market closed, and I got a quick trade on, trying to remember what it was. It was in my Roth IRA. It was a quick trade, like very quick, very small trade, but things were popping after hours, so that was great. I do like trading right when the market closes. I don't know, the 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I like it. It feels like the market opened, but less stressful. Okay, so VSA is popping up, but I don't see news yet. But let's just see what's going on. VSA, it's under $1. Don't love that. I don't see news. So already it's not meeting 2 of my 5 criteria for stock selection. The float is good, the relative volume is low. So this doesn't even meet. SNAP broke up but couldn't hold. Yeah, it's kind of hovering under this level here, this high of day. It's like a double top, right? Is this what we would call it? I guess if you were going to trade this, which I'm not because the float is way too high for me, if you were going to trade this, I guess you would look for a breakout over that high of day, right? So I know I'm at the point now where sometimes I see multiple setups for the same trade. Like you could call this, I think, a $0.25, point of resistance. It seems to be holding right at the $0.25. I think you could call this a double top. You could call this a potential flat top breakout. I guess you could see multiple setups here. But the float is so high, and there's not a lot of movement on it. So I was kind of curious because when there's nothing else to watch, I'm just going to watch the stocks that don't meet my criteria of stock selection and kind of see if I can predict what's going to happen. I mean, I think since there's resistance with SNAP at $7, even if it breaks out, I think it won't go over the $7 mark. That is my prediction. I would be surprised if it goes over $7. I mean, there's a window back to up to $7.90 and $9, but and now the MACD is turning red, so let's see. Is there anything that you guys are watching that you're seeing that looks really good to you? Okay, we have VNCE that popped up. VNCE. Vince Holding Corp. Let's see what this is all about. $3.14. The float is only 3.9 million. The relative volume's good. The gap's good. Let's see, what's this news? Non-GAAP EPS, earnings per share of negative 18 cents. They missed their earnings per share, and look at the very low volume. That's not great news. They missed their earnings per share by 18 cents. I mean, by 20 cents, 18 cents. So that's popping up, but it's the stock is going down. It's not enough volume to generate anything happening. So let's get rid of that one. I'm still watching SNAP out of curiosity. But VSA, well, this looks interesting. This looks very interesting. It looks like a bull flag breaking out. Okay. VSA looks very interesting, but I don't see news. That's my problem with VSA. Oh, is it easy to borrow? Okay. SNAP. Yep, easy to borrow. That's a good observation, HG. Easy to borrow. Yep. And those are probably stocks we want to stay away from anyway, right? So, and a Chinese, VSA, Chinese company. Yep. I will trade Chinese stocks, but I want all the criteria for stock selection to be there. And for me, it's under $1 and I don't see news. So I will stay away from it for that reason. So, yep. Beijing, yep. It doesn't meet my 5 criteria for stock selection. So that's definitely what I want to see is my 5 criteria. Let's see. Okay, yep. Yep, I mean, the price action looks good though. We can look at that. I mean, there's a lot of topping tails here, but it pulls back cleanly. Not a huge pullback on volume, and then it drives higher. Yep. Now, where is the 200 simple moving average? It's way up here at $33 because of all this over here. Let's see, it ran up to $1.68 in March. So this could run up, but it doesn't meet my criteria for stock selection. Yes, and I think Chinese stocks, I feel like they're super unpredictable. SNAP, nothing's happening. ASBP. So I feel like the one to watch right now is VSA, but just I won't trade it. I'll sit out on this one because I don't see news. That makes me concerned. I mean, I don't even see news from yesterday. So it's not even like I see news. Let me see. I'll look at on Warrior Trading Scanners, there is a continuation stock scanner, although I've had really mixed results with continuation stocks, but I don't see it on the continuation scanner either. So it's not like news came out last night. So I won't be trading that one. I like the nice clean price action though on VSA. This looks nice. If it were a hot market, maybe if it were a hot market, I wouldn't even be looking at something that didn't have news, right? Because there'd be so more stocks available to trade. So I'm not going to lower my standards on this. It's now over $1, but it doesn't have news. And I am very leery of that. Yep. Very leery of that. What do they do? STEM education services. That sounds very profitable. Oh, look at VSA. It's making a move. I guess I'll just watch it run up. Because why is it moving up? Why? It really hurts to watch something run up. Look at this, 89 cents up to $1.20. That's 20 cents a share. But I'm going to stick to my rules. Especially, I feel like I've just been burned too many times. I've just been burned too many times. And because this was so extended off the 9, well, not so extended, but it's extended off the 9 EMA, and now you have a large red candle coming down. This is, yeah, I'm going to stick to my rules because honestly, that's the part that I can control, right? Oh, my trade lately, I have been trading a lot less each day, but I do feel like I am being way pickier about the quality of the stocks because you guys are watching and I feel a sense of accountability outside of myself, which is incredibly helpful. So, and your comments are so helpful. And I think if you have something, if I'm finding your comments helpful, I'm sure other people on the chat and on the live stream are finding your comments helpful, right? I can't be the only one. So please, you know, when you see something, say something. And that's how we all learn, right? I'm still learning. I'm a brand new trader. I mean, I've been trading for about a year, but like everyone's trading journey, it's incremental and we all are learning. So let's do it together and keep the comments coming. When you see something, please put it in the chat. Okay. Another bull flag pullback and breakout for VSA. I mean, it looks great. If it had news, I would jump in at this point, but it doesn't. If I have to sit on my hands, I will. I'm just so excited about the pattern day trader rule that the Securities and Exchange Commission approved FINRA's request. I'm just so excited about it. I put the link to the SEC notice or filing, whatever it is. I put that in my posts yesterday afternoon. So if you want to like read the entire filing, I have not read it yet. But I was over on Reddit and someone graciously read the whole thing already. This was yesterday, and then posted a summary on Reddit. Also, Russ Cameron, he did a video yesterday about the pattern day trader rule, which is very good. So if you want to understand it more, check out his video. But essentially, now instead of needing $25,000 to trade with margin and unsettled funds, you only will need $2,000. However, there's a 45-day waiting period, and then the broker has 18 months to make the change. So I don't see why a broker would wait because it's going to add so much volume to the market, and that's more fees and commissions for the brokers, right? So I can't see why a broker would delay. So I'm hoping that by June, Thinkorswim and Webull will have implemented that. Because right now I'm trading with under 25,000. I had more than 25,000 in my account, but sometimes I felt like that led to over trading. And as a new trader, that really was stressing me out because I felt like I was going for quantity over quality, especially when the market was a little hotter. When I started using real money last summer, July, oh my God. So I actually reduced the amount of money in my account purposely to put a limit on myself. And I think that was an excellent choice for me as a new trader to put limits. I don't think limits are a bad thing. However, now that I'm more experienced, I'm super excited about the fact that I can trade unlimited I don't have to wait for my funds to be settled. And I absolutely love that. I'm so excited about that. But I'm glad it didn't happen sooner, to be honest, because I needed limits. If I had the ability to trade unlimited, I'm very risk averse, but as you can see, I've made some very emotional decisions just since I started live streaming. And some of that is the pressure of live streaming, but some of that honestly is I think even experienced traders get caught up in emotions sometimes. So I'm surprised at how slow it is today. I've actually had really good experiences on Wednesdays. I've had good trading days. Let's see, WATT, it's over $10. I will trade stocks over $10, from between 10 and 20 if I see that it's really meeting all my criteria, but this one has extremely low volume. VSA on the move again. I'm going to stay out of VSA. No large sellers on the ask. Let's see. No news. Large sellers on the ask. Chinese company means extra cautious and below my $2 price. HG, hold the line. Hold the line. Yes. Yes. I know. Look at the ask, right? 21,000, 26,000, 22,000. Yeah, I didn't even get as far as looking at the ask because for me, the no news just cut it off. But I think the $2, I mean, Ross Cameron talks a lot in his videos. If you watch some of his videos, some of them he says between $2 and $20. Some he says between $2 and $10. I will trade stocks between $1 and $2, but I am a lot more cautious about it. Okay. But I think you should hold the line. Those are all reasons to stay out of it. MDCX. So if there's nothing that meets my stock selection criteria, I still watch other stocks just to kind of learn and train my eye and say, like, why would I trade this stock or not? So MDCX popped up without news, but yes, I love how you're sticking to your rules. This is so important because that's all we have. What we can control. We can't control anything else, right? So let's see, what news does MDCX? It says to present new Tevarelix data at AACE 2026 demonstrating long-acting hormone suppression. I love these biotech news headlines, but look, oh my goodness. First of all, it's under $1, so that immediately disqualifies it from my criteria. Everything else looks good, but it's under $1. And so, and look at this huge red candle. Don't love that. Okay. So WATT, the volume is so low that even if I were inclined to trade something between $10 and $20 today, that wouldn't be it. SNAP, again, as HG pointed out, easy to borrow. Okay. That means that people, I think that means that they can borrow the stocks to short cheaper or either free, which means there's going to be a lot of shorting. Okay. And well, so if it's hovering right around this level, maybe that's the battle between the longs and the shorts, right? But SNAP is disqualified because the float is too high. And yes, if I find out that a stock is easy to borrow, so here on Thinkorswim, if you go to the Analyze tab and the Fundamentals tab, it'll say either HTB, which is hard to borrow, or ETB, which is easy to borrow. And I will do a video on this later on, but basically it has to do with how easy or hard it is to borrow stocks to short. Okay, and if it's easy to borrow, a lot of people are going to be shorting that stock, generally. That is a reasonable assumption. So that's one way on Thinkorswim to check it out. I don't know on Webull where it is. I'm still, like I said, I meant to log on to Webull. I had to work last night, so I couldn't. I'm working every night this week, so I haven't had a lot of time to play around with Webull, but I'll check that out later on. Okay, so, but SNAP, you can see now it's taking a nosedive. The MACD's red. Maybe these are, because now it's approaching VWAP, which is a point of resistance. So in this case, the shorts are starting to take control, right? The bears are in control now because it's below VWAP. And like you pointed out, HG, being easy to borrow could be contributing to that in a big way. Okay. Oh, interesting. Look at this. A lot less activity. I'm curious, how many of you use level 2 and time and sales to time your trades? I definitely use it once a stock has passed my stock selection criteria and the technical indicators are all pointing in the same direction. That's when I look at the level 2 to look for the big sellers on the ask, and I kind of look and see, I want to see green on the tape. Okay, like here you can see right now the top price is 610, 611. So the time and sales are the orders that are actually going through. It has to record every order. But the time and sales may not have every order because there are brokers that will allow you to have, like, put an order on hidden so people can't see the order. So the time and sales does not have every order that's up, but it's a good gauge. And now there are no big sellers on the ask, but you have buyers on the bid, right? These are buyers or people putting orders out looking to buy. So now it's hovering right above VWAP. All right, so let's see what's happening with VSA. All right, it's pulling back right to the 9 EMA on the 1 minute chart. It's pulling right back, but dropping below. Okay. So this could be a pullback on the 5 minute. And again, not a fan of no news. I'm looking for news, but it did hit high of day. I mean, the price action is nice. Leg up, pullback, leg up, pullback. This was a little sketchy here. Little false breakout. Leg up, pullback. I like the price action. I just wish it had news. All right, KIDZ, kids. KIDZ, what's the news? Classover and Luca announced strategic collaboration to advance AI-powered learning and companion robotics in North America. That sounds like great news. That sounds like great news. Let's look. Okay, kids, I think I've seen this one before. The stock is between $1 and $10. The float is 1.3 million. The relative volume is still low. It's only 0.65. So I'm going to hold off on it. It's gapped up more than 10%, but the relative volume is not there yet. So let's look at KIDZ. I'm going to put this on my 10-second chart because I think this is a potential one to watch. Where's my 10-second chart at? Let's see. KIDZ. I thought I had traded this one before, honestly, but okay, the relative volume is going up. Let's see. What is this stock? It's based out of New York. Hard to borrow, right? We should watch that, HG. Hard to borrow. And I won't get in, though, because the relative volume is still too low. but it looks like it's getting a lot of attention, and it's possible that the attention in the market will point towards this stock because, oh, I have traded it before. Okay, see, I thought I had. March. I traded it last month. Okay, I don't know how I did on it, but all right, so there's a window back to 388, about 375, 388. When I traded it in March, it went up to $4.31, but look, this is a big red candle. I think that's great news. AI powered learning. I mean, that's awesome news, honestly. So I'm going to look at this one. I mean, the price is below VWAP now. Let's see. Am I missing anything, guys? Am I missing anything? It looks good on paper, and the relative volume is going up. The price action looks a little choppy. All right, we have this big topping tail here, and now it's kind of hovering here. I'm going to watch it and wait because I need the relative volume to be more than 5 times the 50-day average. That's super important because that's what's driving momentum. I have my air conditioner on. It's hot in here today. Yikes. So, yeah, sorry. I'm dying in here today with my blazer on. All right. Okay. So, let's see. Relative volume is now at 3 times the 50-day average. Okay. So it's at 3. I like that, but looks choppy. Good morning. Good morning, Yasser. All right, to catch you up, right now I'm watching KIDZ. It's meeting my selection for stock. It's meeting my criteria for stock selection. However, the relative volume isn't high enough yet. That's the one we're missing. So it's a bit over 3 now. This is good. I'm watching it, but the price action is sort of consolidating sideways, I think. Not sure if I'm missing anything. Keep an eye on it. Everything else has a problem, like MDCX. Well, it's also in the toilet, so let's get rid of that one. SNAP, I was just watching out of morbid curiosity, but that one, it looks like the float is way too high, and it's easy to borrow, right? So VSA, no news. It had some great price action from 7 to 7:30, but no news. So I stayed out of that one. KIDZ, I'm watching because it meets all my criteria. I like the price, you know, about $3, but I'm waiting for the volume to catch up. Okay, I did trade this one last month. All right, the relative volume is creeping up. So when it's more than 5 times the 50-day average, I will start looking for a setup. And I'm looking at now, this is where I start looking at the price action, looking at level 2. You can see that a lot of activity, but it looks like to me like it's consolidating sideways. The relative volume is at 4.23 now. I'm going to wait though. I'm going to wait until the relative volume is more than 5. And let's see. It looks like, well, $3 is right here. So it looks like $3 might be a point of resistance. If I was going to draw a trend line here, I know I'm using the horizontal price line, but if I were going to, even if we used one of these to draw, let's see, let's take a look here. I don't generally draw trend lines for support and resistance, but it looks like it's kind of consolidating sideways, sort of. That's what it looks like to me. If we ignore this first candle, whoops. Mine are not extending. I hate that. Let me fix that. I hate when they don't extend. I like my trend lines to extend. But now, KIDZ worth watching, hitting resistance between 305 and 315. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. It's like right here. I'm seeing right here, this is the whole dollar, 3, right? And this is, let's see, whoops. Right here, this is 312. So yeah, but now it's pulled back below VWAP and it's hitting the 20 EMA. So this might be a pullback on the 5-minute chart. And it never hit 5 times. It never hit 5 times the 50-day average for relative volume. So I was waiting for that, and it just kind of stalled out. And now the MACD is red, so I do think it's worth watching. I think the news is great. AI-powered learning, I mean, doesn't that sound like the theme of the moment, right? AI-powered learning. So I definitely am interested, but now it's way below. Look at this. It's way below VWAP, and on the 1-minute chart, the MACD is red and it's way below the 20 EMA. That's really taking a turn for the worse. KIDZ, you disappointed me. So on the 5-minute chart, I mean, some people trade off the 5-minute chart. I have done it, but on the 5-minute chart, you can see that it pulled back to about the 9 EMA. It's just pulling back too much. Look, it's pulling back more than 50% of the initial move. It's almost a round trip at this point. Look at this. We started down here at 229, and it's almost back to a round trip. That looks like, I wonder, I mean, it's hard to borrow, right? But maybe people are shorting. I would never short stocks. I'm way too scared for that. However, I'm way too risk averse for that. However, I do think it's important to understand the basics of shorting stocks because I think it does drive some of the price action in the market. So this looks like, I don't know, either panic selling or shorting or both, right? Another day, another round trip. Yes, I love to travel, but this is not the kind of traveling that I want to do. I'm traveling Sunday, and I'm going to be trading on my trip next week and hopefully live streaming. Fingers crossed I can live stream. So, okay, Kids is on the move. It's trying to make a comeback. Oh my God, the comeback kid. I can't believe I just said that. The comeback kids. All right, so VSA, again, no news. I guess the price action is the news, but I'm going to be picky. I don't want to trade something without good news. KIDZ, I mean, this is like awesome news. in my mind, this is great news. Like, partnership will jointly explore the co-development of AI-driven learning scenarios in the North American market. The collaboration is intended to explore a new category of educational experience in which AI is not limited to screens, software prompts, or static content, but becomes a continuous and interactive presence within the learning environment. A central area of focus will be companion robotics as a learning interface, enabling more natural engagement, personalized guidance, and sustained interaction. Now, my kids are grown now. They're 19 and 22 right now, but honestly, what an exciting time for kids in terms of learning. Goodbye to kids. Yes, let's all wave goodbye to kids, because now this is the thing that's kind of ironic about it. The relative volume for KIDZ is now over 5, so it meets my 5 criteria for stock selection. However, it's below VWAP. It's in the toilet for me. So I am not going to obviously trade this unless it breaks over VWAP. So yeah, a round trip is not the kind of traveling I want to do. But I love the news. So let's just say we got a break of VWAP, then I would be looking for high of day. But what's this? VSA is still making moves. Now, I could be the moron on this, but I am sitting out because there is no news. But if there was news, I would be all over this. It's really hard to sit out. It's really hard to sit out. But even though the price continues to climb, right now it's the MACD's red and the price continues to climb, but the volume is declining overall. So I wouldn't get in now. Well, the MACD's flipping. But VSA, I probably would trade it if it had news. But no, I'm going to be good. I'm so disappointed in kids. It's crazy how emotionally invested I get in the stock price. I'm taking it a little personally that the stock went below VWAP. I really thought this had potential today. Met all the my criteria for stock selection, but I think I had an inkling because the price was consolidating sideways and it looked choppy. So to me, it wasn't clean chart action. You know, I want to see it look like cleaner, like VSA. Can we just combine VSA and KIDZ? Like here, this is like clean price action to me. It's going up, it's pulling back, it's going up, it's pulling back. A little false breakout here, but fairly clean price action with volume bars somewhat mirroring the price action. I like that. But look at this. Oh my God, I just saw such a massive order on the ask. It's crazy. That's so baffling to me that people are trading 100,000 shares of something like that. All right, KIDZ is trying, these kids are trying so hard. It meets all my criteria, but the MACD is red. So if the MACD flips green and we break VWAP and I get a confirmation of break of VWAP, I will consider getting into the game on KIDZ. But the only thing about the news is that something hasn't actually happened. It's only like they're entering a strategic collaboration. That's good. That's good. I mean, that's good enough news in my opinion. But if we're really going to look at news critically, it's not something that has actually happened. Again, just because I think the news is good doesn't mean the market thinks the news is good. Or sometimes the news is like bad and the stock goes up. I don't get that when they like miss an earnings target or miss an earnings per share target and the stock starts climbing. I'm like, are people like, what are they looking at? That confuses me a lot. And then I wonder, is that because I'm a new trader or am I missing something? Because the more I learn, the more I realize I have a lot to learn. I just wish I had started doing this channel like 3 months ago. I was just scared because I thought, oh, I don't know enough, right? People are going to be like, but I'm a beginner. I'm telling everybody I'm a beginner. This is just documenting my journey. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I wish I had started it earlier because it's so interesting. It's so interesting. Ooh, yeah, sir. Keep us posted at 140. Okay. VSA at 140. Keep us posted. Interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. You're making a move. Keep us posted. Oh, I hope for your sake, I hope it keeps going up. NCI. NCI. It does not have news yet, but let's see what's happening. NCI. It's under $1. These penny stocks are ruling the day lately. In a hot market, I may consider going without news, but right now I'm afraid of a jackknife. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I've definitely traded without news before, but I'm being very picky. I mean, VSA looks good, but yes. Now NCI is flying up. It's under $1, which I don't love, but the volume, the float is under 20 million. The relative volume's up there. It's gapping up. Let's see, what kind of a stock is this? It's not even telling me what it is. Okay. The analyze page isn't loading. All right, so let me look. NCI ticker. Neo Concept International Group. What are they? NCI. What are they? They're hard to borrow, but I can't see what kind of a stock they are. I don't know why things aren't loading. Okay, so they are under $1, which I do not love, and I don't see news. So I'm waiting to see if news pops up somewhere. I'm wondering if this is another Chinese stock, but I can't see that right here. Let's see. How do I tell in Yahoo? You just ask the internet. Is NCI ticker a Chinese stock? Yes. Yes. Stop is at 123. Okay. Stop is at 123. So you're willing to risk to 123 on VSA. Okay. Let's see. Where are we at on VSA? Okay. It hasn't hit your stop yet. So let's see. So you may have to ride out a little pullback here. I like your little yoga emoji. I do meditate every day, guys. I do. I've been doing it for a long time. Even if it's only 10 minutes, I meditate every day, and I definitely feel the difference. On days where I've like skipped meditating before trading, big difference. It just like clears my mind, helps me focus. So, let's see. So NCI has no news. So Maybe today's theme is Chinese stocks with no news. Is that the theme? Patience. Yes, patience is so important, and that is sometimes my biggest enemy with trading. I get impatient. That's what happened yesterday when I was trading ROLR. I was getting impatient because I was just excited to have something where I was seeing the micro pullbacks. That's my goal for the week. And I was excited to have some micro pullbacks to work on. And I was lacking some patience. My last two trades yesterday were definitely, maybe not the second to last trade, but definitely the last trade was impatience at work. But okay, so VSA, you haven't hit your stop yet. This is good. I mean, it's pulling back, but it might keep going. Oh, here we go. I was like, why doesn't it look right? All right. GRPN. That's $13. So one of the things that I like about Warrior Trading scanners, and again, I don't know what you guys use for scanners, but I've been using their scanners, and what I love about it is they put a little icon next to the ticker, and the icon is colored based on like how hot the news is. So this news, GRPN, it says it has news, but the icon is yellow, which means it's not hot news. But I don't see news on Thinkorswim at all. What's the news here? Preliminary proxy statement providing notification matters to be brought to a vote. LRHC. I feel like I've traded that one before. Let's see. LRHC. Okay. The bottom of the low pull. That's a good stop, Yasser. That's a good stop. I have been using like a hard stop of 10 cents a share because I struggled with if I use whatever's smaller. If the bottom of the low candle is less than 10 cents a share, then that's my stop. 10 cents a share is usually my stop, but that's definitely the right thing to do, I think. All right, so LRHC is also under $1. Who is in charge of these penny stocks? Who's in charge of these penny stocks? I have traded it before. I traded it way back here in March when it was over $1. So let's see, the float is under 1 million. The relative volume is up. What's the news? They acquired an interest in someone else. Okay, BIRD, bird. BIRD is popping up. Okay. Allbirds executes a $50 million convertible financing facility agreement, announces expansion into AI compute infrastructure. So BIRD also meets 6.7. Okay, so right now, ooh, look at VSA. VSA is up to 142 on the ask. Oh, go Yasser. Go Yasser. Okay, BIRD. Looking a little choppy here. I don't like this topping tail. Allbirds. They sell footwear and apparel products. Okay. And LRHC. It's acquiring 49% in owner interest in its franchise. Oh, now that means they're putting out cash But, ooh, VSA hit 150. Don't jinx it. Sorry. I'm just so excited for you. Wow, look at that. 149. You're almost at 10 cents a share. Woohoo. It hit 154. Nice. Nice. Look at this. It pulled back, but it curled back up all the way up. So this move here was like 20 cents a share. Nice. And on the 5-minute, yep. So BIRD, no, that looks, I don't, look at these chopping tails. That's pretty ugly and choppy. And LRHC, it's below VWAP, but it meets my criteria for stock selection except the $1. If it pops up above $1, I will consider it. I wonder how I did on it in March. I can't see my buy price. Okay. I'm curious. How did I do on that stock? I have not taken one trade yet, guys, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm looking for quality here, but 148, not a big winner. 8 cents a share is good. That is, I will take 8 cents a share. If I had 8 cents a share on every trade today, I would be super excited. So good for you. Go, Yasser. Woohoo. Awesome. Yeah, no, but are you looking for big winners? You might be, okay, but I'm not. I'm looking for, I've taken Warrior Trading's classes. I'm a big fan of Ross Cameron, and he constantly says, look for base hits. 8 cents a share is solid, and I'm looking for 10 to 20 cents a share, but I'm not going to get that on every trade. That's like the average that I'm looking for is 10 cents a share. 8 cents a share is awesome. So good for you. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, can you imagine if you got 8 cents a share on every single trade for the next month? You'd be doing great, right? Okay, KIDZ, the kids. I'm kicking the kids out. I'm so disappointed. I thought this was good news. Maybe it's because I'm a mom. My kids are grown now, but I'm like, oh my God, that's such good news. All right, so I'm going to get rid of KIDZ. VSA, I'm just keeping on the chart because it's interesting. It's an interesting storyline for me to watch. LRHC, still under $1, so I'm going to hold off. But look at this, made a nice move here. 66 to 76. Made a really nice move. Right. Then it comes down to size. Exactly. Like at one point I was trading with 1,000 shares. But I did that before I was ready. I've scaled back. I generally am trading with 500 shares. And sometimes I will size down to 100 shares if I'm feeling, I reduce my share size. But yes, I'm hoping that over the next 3 to 6 months, I can size back up to 1,000 shares. I just want to get my confidence up a little bit more. But yes, 100%, that's what it is. It's like getting consistent, even if it's at 10 shares, right? And then it's just scaling up from there and seeing like how much risk can you tolerate. I'm curious, do you think the pattern day trader rule will encourage people to scalp more because they know that they can trade unlimited if they have more than 2,000 in their account? Or do you think it's going to encourage people to take bigger risks with larger share size because they know that they can use, like if they have, say, $3,000 in their account, they can use the entire $3,000 on one trade. And as long as they keep their account over $2,000, they can keep making bigger trades. I'm very curious how this is going to affect the market. All right, LRHC still under $1, but I think it looks good. I think it's good news. It's pulling back nicely. This is the top of the low candle, BIRD, below VWAP. So this looks like a good bull flag pullback, but everything looks good except it's under $1. I really prefer to wait until it pops up over $1. That's just me. But I'm keeping an eye on it closely. Apparently I traded it in March. Should we see how I did on that? Let's look. Okay, so let's look at trades. Let's look at, what is it, LRHC, and let's look at last month. Okay, so last month I took 2 trades on LRHC, 3, 2 green and 1 red, and the red one wiped out my other 2 green trades. At that point, I was not tagging my setups, so I don't know exactly what setups they were, but I guess we could look real quick and see. Okay. All right, this one is clearly a bull flag pullback, right? So I'm going to tag it. All right. And this one, I guess at some point I could go back and tag my old trades if I can tell what I was thinking in the moment. So it looks like I tried to jump in on this way too late. This is a bull flag pullback, but I jumped in way too late. Oh, it's so embarrassing sometimes to go back and look at some of my old trades. Oh my God. Yeah, that's so embarrassing. Let's see. Oh my goodness, look at this. I lost everything I made. Okay, so I think I was thinking on this one, bull flag pullback, false breakout. So I'm going to say this was a bull flag pullback also. So on TraderView is the app that I use to track my trades. There'll be, I'm an affiliate now, so there'll be a link in the description, but, and I have the gold plan now. I upgraded recently, so it gives you a lot more features in terms of analysis, but you don't have to spend money on tracking your trades. But I do highly recommend it. If nothing else, use a Google Doc, use a Google spreadsheet, and just track like your entries and exit prices, or your profit and loss, right? I would track your setup. That is the one thing that I didn't realize would have been so helpful, and I started tracking it, tagging it in TraderView. So in TraderView, you can add tags. So I have a bunch of them set up, and I also put my initial risk. I wasn't setting the stop correctly at the time, so I'm not going to do that. But like on, let's see, let's look at yesterday. On my newer trades, I'm putting, let's look at the first one, BTBD. I'm putting my initial risk, meaning my stop was at 10 cents a share. And then it calculates how the multiple of your return over the risk. So I got $41.95 on this trade. My return was 0.83 times my risk. And that's really helping me put my risk in perspective. So NCI is back on my scanner, but again, this is a Chinese stock and it's under $1. And there's no news. So I'm taking you off again. Don't fool me again. NCI. LRHC. I think this is good, but I am waiting for it to pop up over $1. I'm waiting for it to pop up. It's still a penny stock though, which I feel like is a little bit risky for sure. Okay, so let's see. BIRD is still on our scanners. Let's see, what's this one? IMMP, also under $1. Wow, the penny stocks are really ruling things. Okay, I like BIRD. It meets all my criteria for stock selection. It made a break of VWAP. It confirmed it with a candle over VWAP. The MACD is green. However, this topping tail is, I'm not loving it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch this and look for a bull flag pullback. I am working, I'm going to put, is this on my 10-second chart? What's on my 10-second chart? BIRD. Okay, so I am working micro pullbacks, which this looks like a potentially a micro pullback. So maybe I will trade that. Okay, it's pulling back a little bit. It's pulling back a little bit. I'm really working on, my problem with the 10-second chart is that I'm still having trouble reading the multi-time frame alignment between the 1 minute and the 10-second. And I'm actually going to, if I trade this, I'm going to trade it off the 10-second. So I'm looking for, this is scary. I've never traded directly off the 10-second chart before. Now I'm looking at the 1 minute chart. Instead of trading off the 1 minute and using the 10-second for confirmation, I'm going to try trading the micro pullback off the 10-second and looking at the 1 minute for confirmation. It's a little scary. All right, so, oh, okay, all right. You saw it here first, folks. I traded off the 10-second chart, first time. Breaking news. Trade with Raven used a 10-second chart. So the last week, thanks to HG, I have been keeping the 10-second chart up and trying to get my eye used to the multi-time frame alignment. Okay, but I noticed that my approach with micro pullbacks was just, I was trading on the 1 minute and not even using the 10-second at all. So I wanted to do that. That's this week's goal. And then yesterday, when I analyzed my micro pullback trades, I realized that I was still trading on the 1 minute and using the 10-second for confirmation, but really struggling. And I decided that I should probably switch to actually trading the micro pullbacks on the 10-second. And that is the first time I've done that. All right, so now it looks like it's pulling back again, another micro pullback, potentially, or a bull flag. So, I'm looking at the 10-second. I'm looking for a pullback on the 10-second chart, but it looks like it might be a bull flag. See this volume bar? The volume coming down, and I'm looking at the 10-second chart, it's the same. The volume coming down is saying that that's a bit of a pullback. But now if I want to trade the bull flag pullback, I'm going to trade on the 1 minute chart, which is, I think, what I'm going to do next. So because this to me looks like a bull flag pullback. We have candle under candle. This is the top of the low candle right now. Ooh, but it's pulling all the way back to 9 EMA. So the reason why I didn't take this move from the bottom is because, first of all, the MACD on this candle was still red and it was below VWAP. I wanted to make sure that the price confirmed above VWAP before I got in. And so that's why I got in up here. And then I was looking for an opportunity on the 10-second chart, and I'm still learning. So, but you saw it here, my first time trading on the 10-second chart. That was a little scary, but less scary than it would have been a week ago. So I'm really happy about that. Yay! Now that's going to make my update on Substack later today very interesting, because I'm going to be doing my Wednesday update over on Substack on my weekly goal, which is improving my micro pullbacks. And I've got more to talk about. I'm so excited because I really thought I would have trouble. I thought on Monday, this is the dumbest goal, because how am I going to work on this if I don't have any micro pullbacks to trade? Oh, here we go. Okay, so it looks like this is the low can. Oh, so this, I don't know. This looks choppy to me. So it looks like it's pulling back, right? And then we have this drop in price here. And then this big candle here, but the price doesn't go up enough. I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it. And this candle's going up, but this volume hasn't gone up. We have about 15 seconds left on the 1-minute candle. I'm looking at the 10-second. It looks like it's a... I think I'm going to wait. Okay, there we go. I panicked and sold when I got green. Sorry. I panicked and sold when I got green. I didn't even get 10 cents a share on that, but that's okay. Like we said, right? Yeah, sir. A win's a win. A win is a win. All right. And I waited for it to kind of high of day. So that was more of like a break of high of day setup. When I get a chance, I will put these into trader view, because I don't want to forget what I did. Okay, now I'm going to wait for a micro pullback, or a micro pullback on the 10-second chart, or a bull flag pullback on the 1-minute chart. So I'm looking on the 10-second chart. It's pulling back a little bit. Okay, I saw it pull back slightly on the 10-second chart, and then I went through and I just got out when I saw green. So that's good. All right. Wow, this 10-second chart is a game changer for the micro pullback. So I had one micro pullback set up, one high of day, and one micro pullback. I have to remember that. Sometimes if I trade a lot, I usually try to put my trades in as I go, but I don't want to miss the action on BIRD. And I normally would have taken a break by now, but I don't want to miss the action. So now I'm looking on the 10-second chart. Okay, and it's pulling back on the 10-second chart. So again, if I'm going to do a bull flag setup, I'm looking at the 1-minute chart. If I'm going to do a micro pullback, I'm going to look at the 10-second chart. So this is where I was having trouble yesterday. I was having trouble with my brain kind of following the 10-second chart and realizing what I had to do. And we're still candle under candle, and we're more extended off the 9 EMA. So I'm going to wait and really watch So it's pulling back a little bit. It's pulling back on the 10-second and the 1 minute. So I'm going to look for the bull flag pull back on the 1 minute. Okay. And let's see, do we have resistance here? $5, $5.10 on the SMA on the daily chart. Let's see. I feel like this would be a micro pullback too. So I'm going to watch, because this isn't enough to be a bull flag pullback. So I'm going to watch the 10-second chart and see what's going on here. There's a little bit volume here. It looks like it might break out on the 10-second chart. Nope, consolidating sideways. Nope. Well, you're seeing it here, me using the 10-second chart really for the first time. I've had it on my screen for over a week, but all right, here we go. Here we go. But what? Okay, I'm hesitating because, like, what exactly is the setup? It's choppy. The volume pulled back here, popped up here. It's pulling back here. It looks like a bull flag on the 10-second chart. But I don't love the volume situation. Okay, this candle just started. So now I guess this would be a bull flag, but with a, right, with a little false breakout there. I don't know, I'm kind of a little anxious about it, but on the 5 minute, you can see the volume's pulled way back and we're about third of the way through the 5 minute candle. But it hasn't pulled that back that much. There's definitely some indecision at this level, for sure. I mean, would you call this like a flat top breakout? On the 10-second chart, I would call this a bull flag pullback. So that's what I'm going to look at. There we go. All right. I traded off the 10-second chart again. Woohoo! Wow. Oh, I think I am in love with the 10-second chart. And not just because I'm getting good results. I feel like this is the first day that I feel like I see it. My eye is slow to adjust. So it took me like a week. Wow. Okay, so let's look. I'm going to look for a micro pullback on the 10-second chart. Wait, let me just check something really quick. Let's see. Just see how many settled funds I have. Okay, I have plenty of settled funds left. Plenty. Okay, so I am looking for another micro pullback on the 10-second chart. I hope that I can, honest to God, I hope I can remember what all these setups are. For my recap. So definitely I'm looking for a micro pullback on the 10-second or a bull flag on the 1 minute. So let's get rid of this here. This is in the way. I hate when my charts are cluttered. I feel like less indicators are better. All right. Oh, this is so exciting. I'm super excited because I finally can see it. Okay, so now it's pulling back on the 10-second and on the 1 minute. So this would be the high of the low candle on the 1 minute. But I think there's resistance. So the 200 simple moving average is at $5.10. So I don't know how much more movement this has upward today because that is potential resistance. Okay. So I am going to be cautious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce my share size because I'm green on the day, and I'm going to reduce my share size because I think we're getting close to resistance. And I don't want to end up in a situation where I've lost a big chunk of my gains today. So oh, I had to stop out. Oh, I missed it. Oh my goodness. Okay, see, good thing I reduced my share size. Am I right? Because look at that. I tried to get out at my stop at 10 cents a share. I ended up giving back 30 cents a share on this false breakout. Well, that's it. And I did say it was close to resistance, so I wasn't sure about it. So I reduced my share size. See? All right. So now I'm going to export my trades and see if I can remember what all of these setups were. Well, that was my instinct was to reduce my share size, and boy, am I glad I did because I gave back $30 in that one trade. Oh, that was brutal. Okay, so let's look at today. Oh, I have to import them. Silly me. Okay, so I'm importing my trades into TraderView and refresh. Okay, so this one I know for sure. This was a bull flag pullback, and I was only risking $10. But what a mess, right? Look at that. I couldn't catch my stop. Ugh. Okay. The first one I know was a micro pullback, right? And I was risking $50. Okay. The second one, what was that again? That was the one where I said, what is this exactly? It was a break of, let me look at the chart. Okay, so this is the first one. Oh, it's pulling back again. So that was a false breakout. Let's see. Are we going to get a bull flag? Do I trust it? I'm looking at the 10-second chart. Do I trust it? Because I don't see the volume here. See the volume still pulling back? And on the 10-second chart, it's not making a move up. All right, let's go back to what I was doing. All right, so my first trade, that was a micro pullback. My second trade, micro pullback, right? So let's And my third trade, micro pullback. All right. If I don't put them in, sometimes I forget. And then the fourth trade, let's look at that one. What was the fourth trade? 1, 2, 3. The fourth trade was a bull flag pullback. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to make a note here. Traded off 10-second chart. I'm so excited about that. Okay, so I'm going to actually copy that. So what I do is when I'm recording my trades, I usually put in a note to help me when I'm analyzing my trades, understand what I was thinking at the time. And when I do my recap today, that really helps me like understand my story, because today I'm going to be definitely talking about trading off the 10-second chart and my experience with micro pullbacks. All right, so let's take a look. It's 8:35. I haven't seen any breaking news. All right, let's go back to BI. So BIRD, I am glad that I reduced my share size on this trade. I took a beating on this trade because I tried to get out at my stop, 10 cents a share. I had to cancel that and then get out again on the bid. And my instinct was it was too close to the resistance on the 200 simple moving average. So I am going to put that also in my notes because I think that that's important. Okay. Saw resistance at 200 SMA, reduced share size. Okay, so these are things that are helping me understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, what my motivation was at the time. My number one goal is I want to make money, but my second goal is continuous incremental improvement. Okay, there's a Japanese concept that is very, very overused in business. It's called Kaizen, Kaizen. But this has been a guiding principle for me ever since business school because I just love the idea of continuous incremental improvement. So I am always looking to be 1% better every single trading day, win or lose. Okay, so my overarching goal, yes, I'm in it to make money, 100%. This is my retirement plan. But my second goal is to learn. Okay, and the way I'm doing that is by analyzing my trades. You don't have to pay for an app to do that, but TraderView is great, okay? But you don't have to, and I'm gonna do a video like showing how to set it up and how to use it. I'm definitely gonna be doing some videos on that. But definitely at least in a Google Doc, please, a Google spreadsheet, okay? Quick pullbacks on the 10-second are frequent. I'm beginning to see that, Yasser. Okay, so I finally see it. Okay, so I wasn't using the 10-second, even though I've had access to it on the Warrior Trader scanners. I hadn't been using it. I'd been planning on it, and now I'm seeing it. Hey, first trades off the 10-second. So, okay, I feel like this is a good time for me to take a break. I will be back in about 5 minutes, and hold tight, guys. I'll see you soon. Okay, I'm back. I just needed to grab some water. All right, so let's see what's going on. Anything else pop up? We are about halfway through my morning trading session. If it's hot and I have settled funds left, I will trade after 10 a.m. But if I don't really see anything popping up, I will shut it down at about 10 a.m. Because I do feel like I enjoy trading during the pre-market more than the market open. So BIRD. Now, can you imagine, going back to this last trade on BIRD, can you imagine if I had traded with full share size? If I had traded with full share size and I had lost 30 cents a share on 500 shares, that would have been $150 and it would have completely wiped out everything I made on BIRD today. So yes, I'm really glad I did that. I'm really glad it was, the price was extended. I mean, we'd already gone, let's see, how many pullbacks? We'd already had multiple pullbacks, right? 1, 2, third pullback. I was being cautious. I'm so glad I did. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that hurt. But it hurt a lot less than losing every single thing I made, right? So, NCI, again, no news. Let's see, anything else popping up? BIRD is definitely the darling of the day, okay? And this puts me green on the week. Let's see. This puts me green on the week. Yay! And green on the month. Yay! Ah, the crowd roars. Okay, so I have to tell you, I was so scared to do a live stream, but this is fine. It's just hard when I do something really dumb. Like that last trade, I think the fact that I reduced my share size was letting me know this could be dumb, right? All right, so the thing is my accuracy is really bad this month. I'm only at 50% accuracy. That's like bad for me, but okay. So today really helped a lot in terms of pushing me forward. Now, I'm really happy to be green today, and I am not going to risk this. This is like, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for suggesting it. Yeah, because it's really, really helping me a lot for sure. But my accuracy is a lot lower than normal, and I'm not sure why. We'll have to kind of look at that over time. However, tracking the trades has been really good. So let's look at this month. I want to look at my tag breakdown because I've been tagging my trades this month. Okay, so the most trades were bull flag pullbacks, and I'm green on that. The next most were micro pullbacks, and now I'm green on that. Before I was red on that. And after that, break over whole half dollar, gap and go, break a VWAP, and of course my most embarrassing, no setup. That was so embarrassing. So if we look at just this month, because I only started tagging maybe a few weeks ago, so I don't even have full data for March. But if we look at just this month, most of my trades are bull flag pullbacks and micro pullbacks. To be honest, I thought that I did more flat top breakouts, but I think I guess I don't. Okay. So at least not this month. And those are, well, the break over a whole and half dollar was more profitable than the micro pullback, but I've just fixed a problem with my micro pullback. I mean, one of the things I wanted to work on was that. So let's see. So in terms of profitability this month, the bull flag pullback was the most profitable. The break over whole half dollar was the next most profitable. Is BIRD on the move again? Oh, it curled back up over VWAP. Huh, interesting. Interesting. All right, well, we have a confirmation over VWAP, but the MACD is still red. So I won't get in unless I see the MACD flip green, and then I would probably look for a bull flag pullback. Now, I don't know if these are people that got stuck up here and they're hoping the price will go back up. Ooh, oh my goodness. What? Okay, so I guess I'm going to increase my share size again, although it hit high of debt. Oh, see, remember I said there was resistance at 510? Look at that. Now, if it goes above that, it is. I'm looking for a micro pullback. What a move. What a move. Wow. I missed that whole move because it was, the MACD's green now though. So now I'm looking for either a bull flag pullback. It popped up above the 200 simple moving average. Wait, let me put the 10-second chart back on. Sorry, I didn't realize that wasn't on there. I'm looking for either a micro pullback on the 10-second or a bull flag pullback on the 1 minute. I think that's how I'm going to play this. So it's pulling back on the 10-second. Ooh, the drama this morning is exciting. Let's see. So if we did a bull flag pullback, it would be, but this is too short to be a bull flag pullback. So it's pulling back on the 10-second chart. We are almost done with this candle. There we go. Now we have a new 1 minute candle. Oh, it didn't catch my order. Okay. Okay. That was a micro pullback. Okay. My, oh my. All right. That actually recovered that red trade, which is really nice. So, all right. Now I'm looking again at the 10-second chart. I'm looking at the volume candles on the 10-second chart too. We just started a new 1 minute candle and it looks like it's pulling back on the 10-second and the 1 minute. So is this the beginning of a bull flag pullback on the 1 minute, or is it a micro pullback on the 10-second? BIRD is the stock of the day for me. ARAI just popped up too. Let's see what that's all about. Very low volume. Okay, so I'm going to stick with BIRD for the time being, but it looks like a bull flag pullback. Possibly. Possibly. Oh, so now the 200 simple moving average is at $5.10. So now that is probably, that could be a point of resistance. I mean, support now, right? Because we're above that. So see how it's tapping that $5.10 section? That could end up being support. Oh, wait a minute. 10 seconds. Here we go. Sorry, I was showing the 1 minute over here. So now this is the top of the low candle if we're looking for a bull flag pullback on the okay. So I'm thinking bull flag pullback. But now we're below. See, the prices now drop below the simple moving average. So someone thinks it's going to go up to 638. I mean, there's a window over here up to 739. All right, so now this is the top of the low candle, and the high of day is 562. So there is potential, but it is below the 200 simple moving average now. But let's see. We're halfway through the 1 minute candle. Okay. Let's see. Look at the volume on the 1 minute candle. It's really pulled way back. So on the 5 minute, this is not, it's still candle over candle, but the volume's decreased a lot in this candle. And we're almost done with this 5 minute candle. Yep, there we go. So now this is the top of the low candle. Move. Whoops, I missed it. That's the top of the low candle. Okay. And it's about to tap the 9 EMA. I don't know if there will be more opportunities to trade this. But on the 5 minute, we've got this pullback. This might be the second pullback on the 5 minute. I don't know. Let's see if it taps the 9 EMA. This looks like it's breaking out. I missed it. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. I missed it and I couldn't get out. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay. That was a big bummer. So it just rejected. I got in. Let's see. When did I get in? Let's look at this. Export to file. Wow, that was like almost $100. That was like 20 cents a share. I couldn't get out. Oh, bummer. All right, so let me import the new trades. Let's take a look here. Bummer. Okay, so today. Oh, that is awful. Okay, so this was a micro pullback, right? And this one, ooh, that was rough. That was rough. That was a bull flag pullback. All right, so this one, I really took a beating on this one. Look at this. It went way past. Way past. So these were a wash, basically, but this wiped out a lot of what I made up here. This gave back a lot of what I made. I'm still green on the day, but this one, I'm wondering if I misread that. I think it was so let's see, when did I get in? I got in too high, 5.4, and it rejected immediately. Okay, so I got in too high. Let's put that down. Got in too high, got in too high. And maybe I'm trading with too high of a share size. Maybe too high share size. I don't know. I'm not sure I was trading with too high share size. That looked like a pretty solid bull flag pullback, right? It was pulling back, started to break away. I was looking for a break of high of day. It did not give me that. Let me see where my settled funds are. Okay, I still have money to stay in the game if I see an opportunity, but this looks like it's breaking out, but no, I'm not trusting it. No, I'm not trusting it. Ugh. Oh, that's a bummer. Oh my God. Okay, so now I'm looking for a micro pullback on the 10-second. I'm looking for this micro pullback on the 10-second. Take this off. So the volume's decreasing, and it's pulled back a little bit on the 1 minute. Oh, I can't believe I got messed up there. Okay, I pulled a little bit of oh. Oh. Okay. This is live. Okay. Alrighty. Well, this was a bad day. Let's see. Yep. Think I'm almost out. Okay. Well, I am green, $4.45. So let's see. Let's export the trades. Let's see what happened. How am I losing money on this? It's flying, but for some reason, I'm on the losing end of it. See, there's a window back to 927. So this looks like a potential bull flag pullback. All right, let's see, refresh status. All right, so this was a micro pullback. And no, wait, this one? Yeah, okay. I did the right risk on that one because that was the one I reduced share size. This one was also micro pullback. All right, so, ooh, rough. Rough, rough, rough. Okay, so let's take a look here. We're looking for, I think I have one more trade in me, but it reduced share size. So let's see what happens. I'm looking for a bull flag pullback on the 1 minute chart, possibly. Yeah, exactly. I'm still green. Yeah, maybe a bull flag pullback. Yeah, hey, I'm still green. It's $4, but I'm still green. My losses were heartbreakers today, though. I mean, I can't believe I'm losing money on this one. I started off so good today. So let's see if we get a bull flag pullback on this one. This looks like it might be about the high of the low candle. If it taps the 9 EMA, it could break out, right? This is a great pull. This micro pullback in here, oof, yikes. In here I made 2 trades, right? You can see 2 of them. All right, so I am okay. Oh, bummer. I'm negative now. Wow. Wow. Good thing I used reduce share size. I don't think I can take another trade. I don't know if I want to take another trade. Nope. All right. That's it. Red day for me, but that's okay. That's okay. I got it at my stop. I'm wondering if my stop was too tight. All right, that puts me out of the running for today. Unless I trade in my Roth. Let's see. Could trade in my Roth. I could take like a trade in my Roth, but all right, let me transfer, export to file. Well, this is live TV, okay? Live TV, live streaming for sure. All right, so let's import. That wrecked my accuracy too. I don't know. I don't think I was revenge trading, but maybe I was. I don't know. How am I losing money on this? I'm like a little baffled, to be honest, but okay. So this was a bull flag pullback. And let's see. This was a micro pullback. Yeah. How did I lose money on this today? All right, so I have a lot of analyzing to do. I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 trades. I went from up 160 after my first 4 trades to in the hole $18. If I had just stopped here, I would have been ahead. All right, so let's look at my metrics. So for the day, I am down. I wrecked my accuracy and I'm down $18. So today will be a red day. And let's look at for the week. For the week, I'm down 21 cents. Oh my God. And for the month, I am up $25. Okay, so I still have a chance to redeem myself tomorrow. Can I make 21 cents tomorrow? We'll find out. I heard someone say the bulls take the stairs, but the bears take the window. Yes, I have heard that too. That is so true. So true. That is my day in a nutshell. All right, so we still have the market open, but I will probably switch to paper trading for that because I can't. I'm out of settled funds. I could take one trade in my Roth, I guess, if I really saw it, but I don't know. I feel like my mojo is off. What's off? Now I feel like if I keep trying to trade, I'm more like revenge trading because now I sort of feel like I'm not really sure what I'm doing wrong. I don't know if it's my timing or my psychology, or at this point I feel like a little too ruffled to keep trading, you know? So let's see. I felt like I had a really solid start in terms of being really cautious, but I think I was rushing through the last couple of trades. Like, oh, I got to make it back. I got to make it back. And I just kept digging myself deeper into the hole. So today, let's see. Trades. Yeah, look at that. I was up 160, and then this was a wash right here. Right here was the beginning. These two trades were my outliers. So what happened here? So I will be going over this in my recap and really examining. I think this one got in too high. And these three trades right here. This one, I think I made a good decision by reducing my share size. So I'm not going to argue with this trade. This trade and these four trades, I think I made mistakes. So I will be going over that in my recap. And yes, I definitely took the elevator shaft straight to the bottom today. Well, today was a very emotional day for me. I traded off the 10-second chart for the first time, but I think I still struggled with it. Okay, it's going to take some time for me to really master it and really get the connection between the 1 and the 10-second chart, because I feel like I really understand the connection between the 5-minute chart. So on the 5-minute chart, this is the first pullback. I think we're on the second pullback for Bird. I think it might, honestly, it's the stock of the day for me anyway. My arch nemesis, BIRD. Yep. This is the second pullback on the 5-minute. And on the 1-minute, let's look at that. Look at all this price action. It's like, so let's see. The one where I really took a bath. These two, I think these two, honestly, if I'm really being honest, I think they're revenge trades. So I'm going to put that in my notes. I'm really being honest. Because the thing is, if I'm not honest about it, I'm not going to learn. So this is the thing. Having to do this live is really keeping me super honest with myself. So I'm going to say that these two were revenge trades. I was green. And then I'm just like, oh, and the last trade, I'm not even sure. that I really had a setup. So I'm going to change this to, no, wait, which one was this? Micro pullback. Let me see. Hold on a second. Hold the phone. Bull flag, revenge trade. No, not this one. If I'm really honest, let's see. Let me go back. I'm going to say that this one was a revenge trade. I'm going to say that I was emotional. And I'm going to say that I didn't have a setup. I know I'm saying I said micro pullback at first, but I think I was just convincing myself. No setup. Let's be brutally honest about this. So I'm going to say that these two trades were revenge trades. And this one, let's see. Too extended off the 9 EMA, maybe? I think I was trading off of a micro pullback, right? But maybe too extended off the 9 EMA. I don't know. I'll be doing a lot of analysis on this today because this was a situation where I was up. I could have done so much less work today. I could have just made 4 trades and come out of this way ahead. But, so, we're still on a pullback on the 5-minute, right? And now the MACD is red, so I wouldn't get in. But I will, I'm going to actually switch to paper trading. So I'm going to log out of my account and log back in. Let's see. This is what it looks like in real time. And honestly, I'm really grateful that I'm doing this because, whoops, why can't I? I'm really grateful that I'm doing this because I'm catching stuff. Bird lost momentum. Yeah, it's just, So I'm going to switch to paper trading. But wow, the story today is brutal. But like I said, I'm focused on, number one, I want to make a profit, which I was green and I let that go today. Why? Why did I let that go? I think that might be part of the lesson for today. And 162. Why did I, it's not really why did I keep trading? Like, you don't know that your next trade's going to be red, right? But, oh, whoops. Oh, sorry. Have to redo it. I forgot to select paper trading. I'm flustered. Okay, so I feel like there are a ton of lessons. If I focus on the positive, so I'm going to switch to paper money. I had a great victory today. I started trading off the 10-second chart. Huge win. Okay, so I didn't meet my overarching goal, which is to make money. Okay, that's a bummer. And I'm down on the day and down on the week, but I'm still slightly up on the month. And all right, so I'm logging into paper money. And there are a lot of lessons in today, I think. A lot of lessons about getting in and out. Okay, so now I am in my paper money account. So I can keep trading. Let's see. Now, this is a question to ask myself, okay? Because with the pattern day trader rule, would I just keep trading, revenge trading? I mean, you know, lucky for me, I was out of settled funds, but I do think those last two trades were revenge trades. And would I keep revenge trading if I had funds available? So, good question. If you've ever revenge traded, let me know in the comments. I could use some solidarity right now. I could use some okay. So BIRD is on the move again, but MACD is still red. And we're approaching the open, so I'm not sure how much it's going to pick up, but it looks like it on the 5-minute chart, okay, it pulled back and it looks like it started to break out. But it didn't really maintain that breakout because look at the volume here on the 5-minute chart. Okay. I think you got in late on some of your entries. Once you actually had to cancel a failed order, by the time you could hit the buy button again, it was too late. Yeah. Your issue is slow exits. Okay. Okay. I did get in too late on some of my entries. Thank you. Good feedback. Definitely. Once you actually had to cancel a failed order, and by the time you could hit the buy button again, it was too late. Yes. That is exactly what happened. And then your issue today was slow exits. Okay. So were you waiting to see if it would go up further? Is that what was going on? Like you were like, oh, maybe it'll keep going up, and then it didn't? Or you were just slow to get out? Like you didn't stop at your stop? Yeah, revenge trading never works out. Never does. No matter how many times I try that strategy, revenge trading never works out. Yeah. And you know what I noticed? I had one revenge trade in the last week, I think. Not really a revenge trade, but it was like no setup, which is so embarrassing. And that's what happened on this last one. There was no setup. I was just clicking the button out of nowhere. So, yep. Yep. Well, today is, you know, you either win or you learn. Today I'm learning a lot. Learning a lot. Really though, I mean, I know I'm saying that to make myself feel better a little bit, but I do feel like I've learned a ton today. So I will be going over all of that in my recap. It's good too because when I do my recap, I go through my live stream and I watch each of my trades and then I timestamp them in the live stream, and it helps me to watch because like you said, James, I did get in late on at least 2 of my entries. So should I have just sat out that one? Because then I got in too high, right? So yes. I think that's definitely part of it. So yeah. I have a lot to to go over in my recap today. So obviously being red is a bummer, but let me look at some of the wins today. First of all, I have good feedback from you guys. Thank you so much. That's really, really important and very helpful. That's a win. Okay, we're creating, I think we have like a little mini community going on here. Lost 10% on my first trade, then got back about 9% on my second. Okay, you ignored your stop and then sat there holding and hoping. Oh boy, that was a huge problem for me, holding and hoping. And 2 weeks ago, I worked really hard on that. And now I get out at my stop. But you can see that sometimes it doesn't catch your order in the pre-market, and then you have to cancel and then try to get out again. And by the time that happens, the bottom has dropped out from under you. I am taking more losses now that I'm using tighter stops, but I think my overall profitability is better. I think I would be way more in the hole this month if I hadn't stopped that. But of course, we all do that. Sometimes you can see that on a couple of my trades, I wasn't trying to hold on to it, but you know, and so that's one thing I did well today, but yes, I got in too late on a couple of trades and maybe I should have just let the opportunity go. And I did trade off the 10-second chart. I feel like that is a huge improvement, okay? I still need tons of practice at it, but I feel like that is a huge change. I got a lot of experience with micro pullbacks today. That's another win. Holding and hoping hasn't worked for me either, right? Like, as much as we all do it, as much as we're all holding and praying, and I'm like, you know, doing a bunch of juju woo-woo over my trade, it is not working. And then I'm still holding on to some bags that I screwed up on, waiting for them to come back. And I don't do that anymore, but my accuracy has taken a bit of a hit because sometimes I would hold on to the stock and it would go back up, right? So my accuracy has taken a bit of a hit, but I think my overall profitability is better. I think it would be way more in the hole right now. All right, we have a ton of stuff popping up right at the open. VENU. Kind of curious what BIRD is going to do, but VENU. All right, let's see what's going on here. The price is between $1 and $4. I'm just going to approach this like Bill Belichick of the Patriots, one game at a time, right? One stock at a time. I had a rough pre-season, pre-market, but I'm going to let that go, and I'm going to look at the trades now with a fresh eye. Okay, so VENU price $4.14, but the float is above 20 million. So that one is cut from the team. All right, let's see what else. NXXT, MNTS, between $1 and $10. The float is under 20 million. The volume isn't there yet. It's only 2.24 times my relative daily volume, but it's going up quickly. Oh, wow. Okay. Now it's at 2.75 times relative daily volume. AGAE. I feel like this popped up the other day, but it's under $1. So that will be disqualified. I am now trading with paper money because I'm out of settled funds, but I am going to trade exactly like I would with real money. I'm not taking any extra chances or anything like that. I'm just going to treat it just like real money. All right, so MNTS is going up. The volume is now 3.23 times the 50-day average of relative volume. So a lot of stuff is popping up. BIRD looks like it's making a move. Okay, but the MACD is still red. BIRD. I think the problem is me. It's not BIRD, right? We've already established that. I had some good feedback. Thank you, James. I think the problem was me. So I'm not going to blame BIRD. However, I'm not going to trade it right now. The MACD is red. Look at that topping tail. Whew. And now it is veering off into no man's land. I mean, MACD has been red for a while now, so let's see. Let's look at MNTS again. MNTS. Okay, this looks like a clean bull flag pullback, but let me check the relative volume. Okay, the relative volume isn't quite there yet. So I do want to see the relative volume above 5 times the 50-day average. So I'm going to sit out this bull flag pullback breakout. It's breaking out, but I'm going to sit that out because it's the relative volume is still too low for me. These are the days I wish I was still drinking caffeine, but I'm not. Okay, BIRD. BIRD is on the move, but still red. MACD. Green go, red no, right? Let's see. MNTS. Let's see. We have the relative volume is almost 5 times the 50-day average on MNTS. So I'm going to look for a bull flag pullback on MNTS. I'm going to put that on my 10-second chart here. MNTS. Okay. I'm looking for another bull flag pullback on MNTS. They do have, the news is okay. Their CEO is going to moderate some panel. I feel like that's Yes, question. For the bull pullback setup, yes. What's the breakout you look for? So I'm looking for the high. I'm looking for it to break out over the high of the low candle. So let me show you. Like on this one, I wouldn't have taken this because the relative volume was too low, but this would be the target. Okay, this is the high of the, good question. Yeah, sir. This is the way I follow Warrior Trading's strategy. And this is the low of the low candle, right? So when this candle goes above this level here, $6.04, that would be the breakout point. But I would want to see some confirmation with volume. The stop would be the low of the low candle, but I have a 10-cent stop. So I go with whatever is less, either 10 cents a share or the low of the low candle. And then the first target would be this high of day here. Okay. Does that, the breakout of the last body or the breakout of the high? Oh, so I look for the breakout of the top of the, like, so on this one, whoops. I don't know if you can see this. On this one, right? You have the high here, candle under candle, candle under candle. I wait for this candle to break out right over the top of this one. Not the body of the candle, but the top of the tail. Okay? It's harder to see because this has a really small topping tail, but when it breaks out over this level, if I see volume on this candle, if I don't see volume, then I'm concerned it's a false breakout. But if I see volume, that's where I'm looking to get in. Does that help? Okay. Now, I would be really interested to hear how you do it. That's how I learned it. That's how I learned it on Warrior Trading's classes, and he has good classes. Oh, VSA is on the move again, guys. I'm not going to trade it without news, but it's on the move. But I'm really curious what you do. I keep a really tight stop. So like here, because the stop is, what is this, 22 cents? I would get out at 10 cents a share. Maybe my stops are too tight. I don't know. The breakout of the top wick. Got it. Yes, the breakout of the top of the wick. That's what I would look for. But sometimes the volume is surging so quickly, I click buy on the ask and then it I miss it because the price is going up so quickly, and then I cancel and then I click buy on the ask again, and that's when I got into high on 2 of them, I think. So I have to decide if I want to just skip those moves altogether, because I'm risking, when I get into high, I'm risking exactly what happened, right? That it's going to roll right over and then I'm going to take a big loss. So I feel like my recap today is going to be really long because I have the win of trading on the 10-second chart, which was so exciting, and then I have the big losses. So here, okay, on this one, let me see, MNTS, if I look at MNTS, is the volume there? Okay, so the relative volume is there. So now it's pulled back. This is the high of the last low candle. I'm looking for this current candle to break out over that amount, but I want to see some confirmation on the volume bar. And I don't really see that. See how the volume bar is really low? So I'm looking for it to break out over the top of this low candle. So 620. But I'm not seeing that, right? So it's tapping VWAP in the 9 EMA. So this candle might be the new low candle on this one. And it is, and which is about the same level. And this is clearly a pullback on the 5-minute. And look at how low the volume is. We're not quite halfway through this 5-minute candle. But this first bull flag, that was a perfect pullback, but I didn't get in because the relative volume wasn't high enough. Now the relative volume is high enough. But it looks like it might be pulling back pretty far. And see how much it's pulled back almost to this move? It's pulled back more than 50% of this last candle. According to Warrior Trading, that would be a no-go then. All right, so BIRD is moving. I'm going to look for a bull flag on the 1 minute. On the 10-second, right now, I could do a bull flag pull. I could do a micro pullback on the 10-second if I, let's see, let me put this on my 10-second. BIRD. Let's look for a, gonna look for a micro pullback on the 10-second. My buttons are in different places on my paper money. It's running up, running up. Okay, now it's pulling back a little on the 10-second chart. Yep. Up. Yep. Right away it rejected. Now, I don't have this set up like, let's see. So why isn't it show? Oh, I have to show my, let's see, show orders. I have it there. Show orders, show trades, apply. Okay. So I got in at 10:51. Wow, I just honestly, I'm really messing up here on the micro pullbacks with BIRD. I got in at 10:51 and does it show here? I'm trying to see what it looks like on activity and positions. Maybe this. Here we go. Filled orders. I got in at 10:51, and of course I tried to get out at 10 cents a share. Wow, my timing is off. Maybe I should go back to trying key hotkeys. Wow. So I'm trying to figure out where my entry was here on the 10-second. What was it, 1080? I got in here, right here, and then it rejected right away. And it pulled back here. Yeah. I don't know. Is anybody doing well on BIRD today? I'm curious. I'm glad that was paper money. I traded it like it was real money, though. You know, I was really looking for a real. Okay, so now. Look at these volume bars. They're really choppy on the 5-minute. The price is going up, but look at how far the volume is pulled back. Well, the 5-minute candle just started. Look at this. The one red candle I jumped into. Oh my. All right. So here, I think I was trading off of this pullback on the 10-second chart. I got in too high and then it immediately rejected. So on the 10-second, I'm also getting in too high. That seems to be the theme of the day. This is definitely something to investigate. So this was like a pullback. We're driving higher. Okay, let me see if I can find another. Look at how people have confidence that this is going through the roof. I can't believe I lost money on this thing today. I just can't believe it. All right, so now I'm seeing another pullback on the 10-second chart. It's tapping the 9 EMA on the 10-second chart. I missed it. What happened? Oh, nope, it caught it. Where's sell bid? Oh, it caught it. Okay. Oh, all right. So my buttons are in the wrong order. Hold on. Well, I'll have to deal with that after. Okay. So I'm seeing another pullback on the 10-second chart. Okay. I'm looking at I'm looking for a breakout. Yep. Wow. Wow. Okay. BIRD is not in the cards for me today. So let's see what happened on that one. I was looking for this breakout here. This breakout here, and it rejected immediately below 9 EMA. Well, this is good that I'm trading on the 10-second chart with paper money because you can see that I am having a tough time. I've had 3 trades since the market opened. Okay. 2 big red trades. Like the moves are, it's just dropping quickly. But now it's a pullback on the 1 minute. So let's see. VSA has news now. Huh. Interesting. I wonder if they put out news when they saw their stock going up. Do you think? Well, we're coming up on 10 a.m. and before I lose all my paper money, before I lose every single thing that I own, no. I don't know. I just couldn't get a foothold on BIRD today. And it is embarrassing because look at this thing. Look at this stock. I can't believe I lost money on this today. I just I can't believe it. So I'm going to have to really do some soul searching on today. All right, so this would be if we did another bull flag pullback. All right, on BIRD. Should I even try? I mean, I know it's paper money, but like if this was real money, I wouldn't be taking another trade. If this was real money, I definitely would not be taking another trade. So you know what? I'm going to sit out. I'm going to treat it like real money because down 170 plus the 18, that's like almost 200. That's yeah. I'm going to sit out for the rest of my trading session because if I'm going to treat it like real money, then I have to treat it like real money. I would be out by now. That would be it. And it's crazy because I was up 160 after my first 4 trades. And then I went on to keep trading and I lost it all. And now I'm in the hole the same amount on a stock that it looks nearly impossible to lose on. So I have to do some soul searching because clearly the problem is me. Okay? Not the stock. Wow. Did anyone make money on BIRD today? I hope you did. I mean, I hope I am the only person on the planet that lost money on BIRD today. I really hope. Look at this. People think it's going to go up to 1370. Look at that. There's a window over here up to 1285, but it's already hit 1272. So I wonder if it's because this window over here back in June, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't believe. So, do you think it would have kept revenge trading if the pattern day trader rule had gone into effect today? Maybe I would have kept losing. I mean, no matter how good the stock looks, if something's off for me today. Something is really off. So, no matter how good it looks, at a certain point, don't I have to use some common sense and logic? And I think that would be my max loss. And for me, like I would say 150 to 250 is like where I would cut it off. And right now I'm at 188 in the hole. And I think that's when to cut it off. So I think that is what is going to keep everybody from revenge trading with the pattern day trader rule, is having a solid max. So I think I need to nail in a number. I need to nail down a number for a max daily loss instead of being like, well, about this much, because a lot of times I am prevented from over trading by my cash account. So with the pattern day trader rule, I'm going to have to be ruthless about having a max daily loss. So I'm going to sit down. I'm going to figure that out as well. That looks like another lesson for the day. Wow, I've got so many lessons for today because I think that it's possible I would have revenge traded a little bit more because I did reduce my share size, but is that in and of itself a red flag that I'm planning on revenge trading? I'm like, let me reduce my share size so I can keep trading even though it makes no sense in this situation. I don't know. So I think today, now I don't import my paper trades into TraderView. So those don't count in terms of my totals for the week and the day and the month, but I'm still going to trade it like real money. And I'm going to say that I've hit my max daily loss. I feel like my max daily loss should be something that shouldn't be more than I can recover in a day. And I think 150 I think 150 is a good daily max loss. Yeah, 150. So at this point, I've gone over the 150. So, and so I think I'm curious, like, I hope you all have a daily max loss, but I've been loosey-goosey on that because of the fact that I have a cash account and I kind of knew that I had this limit, and I think limits are good. I know Ross Cameron sometimes puts like max share size on his account. I don't know if you can do that on Thinkorswim or Webull, but I haven't had a problem with trading too large of a share size. Once or twice I did that. But I'm wondering if I can I set a max daily loss on my Thinkorswim? That might be helpful because I think limits are good. I do. I really, really do for risk management. You know? But okay. So, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to go lick my wounds. I mean, I know there's no crying in trading. Let me get rid of this window here. Whoops. I know there's no crying in trading. I will not be crying, but I'm going to go review the footage from this live stream. I'm going to analyze it. I'm going to come up with a recap. A lot happened today. There were ups, there were downs, and I will go over all of it in my recap. And I will be back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. to do it all over again. Let's give it another shot. I hope you guys had a great day. Trade smart, and I will see you tomorrow.